April 30th, 1945 Berlin, Germany. The concrete ceiling trembles as artillery lands somewhere above. Dust drifts down like ash. In a narrow room buried beneath the ruins of the Reich Chancellery, Adolf Hitler sits at a small table, shoulders hunched, hands shaking despite his effort to steady them. The war he unleashed on the world has come home. Berlin is encircled. The end is no longer approaching, it has arrived. He listens for reports that no longer matter. Streets lost. Divisions gone. The maps on the wall are lies kept alive by habit. Outside, Soviet troops advance block by block through a city reduced to smoke and bone. Inside, a leader who once commanded millions measures time in minutes. For Hitler, defeat was never a political outcome. It was annihilation of identity. From the beginning, his power was bound to victory, absolute, relentless, theatrical. Retreat meant weakness. Capture meant humiliation. Trial meant judgment. He had sworn, years earlier, that he would never allow enemies to parade him as a trophy. If Germany fell, he believed, it had failed him. If the Reich collapsed, it deserved to collapse without him. The global stakes were already sealed. Allied forces pressed from west and east. Concentration camps had been liberated, revealing crimes that shocked even those who knew war intimately. The world was beginning to understand what this conflict had truly been. For Hitler, that understanding was intolerable. He would not face it. In the bunker's tight corridors, whispers move faster than footsteps. Orders are burned. Files destroyed. Officers say goodbye with stiff salutes and eyes that cannot meet his. Eva Braun, newly married to him only hours earlier, sits quietly nearby. She is calm. This was always the bargain. Stay to the end. Leave together. Shortly after midday, Hitler dictates his final political testament. He blames betrayal. He refuses responsibility. It is a last attempt to control a narrative already beyond him. Then he stands, straightens his jacket, and retreats behind a heavy door with Eva. The sounds of war press closer. The walls seem to breathe. Minutes pass. Then a single shot. Those waiting outside do not rush in. They already know what the sound means. When the door is opened, the room smells of gunpowder and bitter chemicals. Hitler is slumped on a sofa, his war ended by his own hand. Eva lies beside him, still, untouched by the violence she chose to avoid. Their bodies will be carried up to a shell crater in the garden and burned, exactly as he ordered. He will leave nothing behind that can be claimed. For some, this was justice denied. For others, a final act of cowardice. For many soldiers still fighting, it changed nothing at all. The guns did not fall silent because one man died. They fell silent because the world had finally overwhelmed the idea he represented. Above the bunker, Berlin continues to burn. Civilians hide in cellars. Soldiers fight on without him. The war will officially end days later, signed by different hands in different rooms. History will argue over motives, psychology, and meaning. But in this moment, the truth is simpler. A leader who built his power on conquest chose death over defeat because defeat meant facing the consequences of his own decisions. And in choosing the moment of his end, he surrendered the future to those who survived him, left to rebuild a world shattered by a war that did not end when he did.